Hello, everybody. Welcome to a vlog here at Mr. B Clothing at 1995 Northwest 86th Street in Clive. We haven't been here for a while because, as you know, the Mr. B podcast is just taking off like a wildfire, Tim. People really enjoying it. I mean, we've got thousands upon thousands of people downloading that every week, and they really appriciate your sponsorship.
You want to know something, Chris? I'm glad that all the fanatics enjoy it, but I really enjoy it. And not having you here, I start thinking about the clones.
You miss me.
I miss talking about them. It's been I want to say a really difficult year for the football team. And, the subject matter we talk about here is talked about before we go on the air, but I wanted to tell the fans out there, the best thing we can do is be loyal. I want to tell you, since I was a little kid, I've been loyal to the Chicago Bears and the Boston Celtics and the Bears. Sometimes I shut them off and I think they're terrible.
I'm a Vikings fan, all right?
So the pain, and I never waver. I mean, it doesn't mean I don't pick up and become a fair weather fan with the Kansas City Chiefs and how they're doing and what's going on because they're kind of local. But don't get all fired up. Coach Rhodes has done an unbelievable job. Remember that we're in Ames, Iowa, and recruiting against a Division I school like Iowa is not easy. And then you got to recruit against all the people in the conference. So you remember that it might get worse rather than better. We have one of the best coaches in the nation. He's got it. He's sincere. He's got his heart in it. So I just reach out to everybody, Chris, today to just stay a fan. I mean, stay behind him.
You know what I say, Tim? I think leading up into TCU, it's appropriate to talk about this. There was a picture floating around the internet about a month ago from TCU. They were hosting Kansas.
Right.
And there were like, I don't know, 10,000 people at TCU Stadium.
Right.
So I ask you this. Imagine if you're a recruit at that game, taking an official visit to why would you go to TCU?
Why would you go?
Why would Gary Patterson even stay at TCU after a pathetic performance by the fan base like that? So Iowa State has great fans. They're setting records across the board. In very winnable game on Saturday with the Horned Frogs, and I think in a big recruiting weekend too. I think it's important that people come out.
Well, they have to go out and support them and keep supporting them. And that stadium's getting rocking up there. They're full. They're having some fun. It's all about having fun. I mean, life should be enjoyable, and you got to get behind your team and stay with them. And that doesn't mean you have to hate every other team. We need a competitor. We have to have somebody on the other side of the ball to play, or it's not a game. So let's just be good sports fans and just stay with your team. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with being excited. But I'm here to say that Paul will be back in a bowl game, and it won't be that far.
No, I think next year.
Yeah,
I still think that there'll be
a lot of young, great players there. We had a lot of injuries this year, Chris, as you know better than I. But it's been a tough road, I know, for the coaching staff.
Yeah.
Been a tough road for us as fans. But I believe that there's 3 games left. There's probably all 3 winnable.
Yeah, I would say so.
Or is there 4 games left? We have 4.
Yeah, there's 4 left, correct.
And probably 3 winnable.
Yeah.
And I'm being very honest about the Oklahoma game down there.
That's going to be tough.
Going to be tough.
That's going to be tough. But, hey, a lot of winnable games in basketball.
Hey, and we're talking of basketball.
Yeah, and that's Sunday. UNC Wilmington. Ironically, the Iowa Hawkeyes play the same team in their opener on Friday night.
Wow.
So we get a couple of looks at Wilmington for people here in central Iowa over the weekend. But nonetheless, Iowa State picked 4th in the Big 12. Melvin Edgham's out for probably a couple more weeks, 2-3 more.
I'm glad to hear it's only that long.
Weeks.
I thought it was longer.
No, he should be back. He'll be back for Iowa. Questionable if he'll be back for that Michigan game or not, but nonetheless, Tim, I think this is a situation, in my opinion. I think Iowa State struggles early in the non-conference, much like they have in the Fred Hoiberg era, where the guys are learning how to play together. But come Big 12 season, I mean, I think this team will be hitting on all cylinders, and I think the league's spot on, right there at 4th. And if that's the case, they'll be in another NCAA tournament. And who would have thought 4 years ago that Fred would lead the guys to 3 NCAA tournaments in 4 years? And by all means, it appears that the best years are ahead of us.
Isn't it amazing? And a shout out to the athletic director, what he's done in placing Paul Rhodes and Fred Hoiberg at coaches. And we know what Bill Finley's done in his role as the women's coach. It's just a great time for Iowa State and Ames in athletics, and I see nothing but good things from Fred going forward. And I would say the same about Coach Rhodes, that things are going to be good. And we got to realize as fans that if you're 8-4 at Iowa State, that's a pretty darn good year, and you're going to get a good bowl. And that's what we got to keep our eyes on the prize. And it's fun time to going into basketball.
Tim, it's fun hanging out with you because I'm around negative all the time. You trying to up my mood here. I'm pumped up.
You just got to enjoy what we do, and this is fun to talk to the fans out there and put them on an even level. You listen to some of the talk shows, the call-in shows, and everything's so negative. And,
I understand that.
And really, they're young kids out there trying to do their best. They really are. And the coaching staff, I don't think there's a coaching staff in America that wants to lose. But obviously, when two teams go out there, somebody's a winner and somebody loses the game. And so it doesn't necessarily mean they're losers. Those kids, they're trying very hard. Got to keep it all in perspective, Chris. I guess what I'm saying.
I like it.
Is Iowa? I got to ask you a question. Iowa State is at Ames this year.
It's at Ames. It's on a Friday
basketball
night. Yeah, middle of December.
That should be a dandy.
Woo! It's going to be hopping.
Two great teams. I think
so
they both have great potential this year. Iowa City is full of returning starters, and I think there's a lot of talent up in Ames.
No, it's going to be fun. I'm excited for that rivalry to be back to what it is. Tim, you got some nice looking shoes behind us. I got to say, your store looks great too. I already see some wreaths. Is it Christmas season already?
Do you know what? We have a visual merchandising guy that has 3 stores. We have the back room and Bedowers and Mr. B's to decorate, and we were chosen to be the first one decorated. It's a little early, but
you need help. I down at Wheels Clothing in Clarinda, I used to hang the lights every year. Yeah.
You know, the nice thing about doing it early, honestly, for you fanatics out there, if you want to shop early, now we have your size.
Yeah.
Now we have a lot more choice, so it is kind of a good thing for you to shop early and get your size and the item that you want. So we start kind of early around here so we can get that gift wrap for you.
Yeah, and I've been telling people on the podcast too, Tim, about Bedowers. It's a lot of young guys stuff there. Guys my age. Tell them a little bit about it down on Ingersoll.
Down on Ingersoll is really it's a need to see kind of thing. We've kind of changed the atmosphere of the store completely. It really is for a young spirited guy. It's not necessarily an age, but it's a more fashion forward, a little trimmer, a little tighter stuff you'd like to wear, Chris. But then
I don't think I'm a trim guy.
Hey, I've lost 30 pounds. I like to wear stuff a little trimmer. So some of our best customers are in their 50s.
Yeah, the guys that work down there, I mean, they are spiffy. They got the skinny ties all the time, the bow tie.
So, but ours is a must see, and our store in Beaverdale, the back room, is a good value store. It's for those guys who are just starting to maybe buy clothing and figure out what they can afford and on a low budget. We can help you out there too. So we got it all covered.
That's perfect. Well, Tim, we wish you luck here in the holiday season. We'll be back in touch very soon.
I hope we have these talks more often, Chris. It's fun to get out to the fans and say hello, and we welcome you into the cast here, and come into the store and see us. Say hi to Mac and John and Mike.
Mac's a Hawk fan, though. You got to stay away from him.
He likes the clones too. He roots for them.
All right.
We're getting him turned over.
Yeah, we are. We're turning over a new leaf for Mac. But 1995
I don't think we're going to convert him though.
Well, we're going to keep working. I will not die until I convert Mac to being a Cyclone. So 1995 Northwest 86th Street in Clive. Come tell Tim hello and get that Christmas shopping started. Let's get her started. Let's get it over with before Thanksgiving. In our Mr. B Clothing podcast, you hear it each and every week. CycloneFanatic.com. Remember, you go into iTunes, you just you type in Cyclone Fanatic in the search, and it automatically will download them for you. You don't even have to do anything. It just pops up on your iPod, your iPad, whatever fancy piece of equipment you're using nowadays. But every Tuesday is generally when we get that out. So thank you to Tim. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next week.